Hello guys. Good morning. Good morning. And yes, it snowed again, but it's gonna melt really quick. Miss Reese, do you want to go out and play? It's nice out. You usually just go look for frozen bunny poo. I'm starting to think the reason why I'm having trouble getting things done is that I have a really bad case of ADD. I mean, seriously bad. Here's an example. I just came back in the kitchen and realized I hadn't finished putting away all the dishes. And the reason being, here was the progress. I have a bunch of jars in the top of this cabinet that I need to get down and put in the basement. So I'm like, okay, let me go get the stool and I'll get those down while I'm doing the dishes. So I go in the laundry room to get the stool and I start doing laundry. And then I need more hangers. This gets worse. So I go upstairs to get hangers and I somehow end up in the guest room pulling some stuff out that needs to go to the basement. So I do that. Then I go back upstairs to get hangers. And I bought a couple bins yesterday to start sorting and putting some stuff under my bed that just isn't gonna fit for a long time. And so instead of getting the hangers, I started sorting clothes. And then I realized I needed to come back down and finish the laundry. So I took some of the hangers, I finished the laundry, and I turned around and realized I still hadn't put the dishes away. So this is why I can't get anything done. I can't focus, Reese. Oh well. Maybe eventually I'll get it all done in a roundabout sort of way. Let's go back and get the stool we were going to get about an hour ago. How's that sound? Yeah, let's do that. Oh, but somebody made a comment about they never get to see all the things on the wall, or they didn't realize how much we had on the wall, because I try and keep it out of a lot of the shots. I would prefer not to have a gigantic room full of what I call dead things. Yes. Dead things. Mia, what do you think about the dead things? Are you disappointed? I've had to make them so that the cats can't get on them. Yes. Ooh, don't grab me. Your pill? It's the afternoon wake up. Let's do a little introduction. None of them have names. We don't name our dead things. My ideal house, I would have a wing where we could put these, and this would not be right in my foyer. Please. So, first up we have the caribou. I think he was one of the first things on the wall. He's been up there for about 10 years now. From northern Canada. The two on the ends are both whitetail. I think they're both out of Kansas. And that one is a mule deer from the Colorado mountains. I think that might be a bow hunt. I don't know, but Robert backpacked in for that one, and like, it was rough. Hey! Hey, you got cat trees everywhere. We do not need to scratch the carpet. Go on, pill. So anyways, those are the only deer we have. That is a Utah goat. Took a long time for him to get that tag, and that was a tough hunt. He ended up having to hire climbers to rappel him down to get to the goat. It was a very mountainous, very, I didn't want to know the story kind of hunt. This is a doll sheep from Alaska. That was from 2 years ago. Robert's really big thing is sheep. And part of that is because it's very hard to hunt them. It takes a lot to hunt them. That is an antelope from Colorado, from northern Colorado. That is mine. I took that a couple years ago. That tag took me about 12 years to get, I think. Somewhere in that area. And then that's a Colorado bow hunted elk. It's not a bad elk, but you'd like to get something a little bit bigger. Those are the items we have on our wall. We eat everything. Everything that's on here we have eaten. I will say the caribou was one of my favorite. I didn't get to partake in the sheep because they ate like 75% of it in camp. And then he just let the guide have the rest of it. But apparently the sheep is supposed to be one of the better ones. He said it was better than the caribou. So You don't get a lot of meat on a caribou, surprisingly. They're all like stomach and legs. Now, we used to have no blinds in this window, and Bayou figured out how to walk the balcony, tiptoe along the edge of the window, and sit on the caribou. Yeah, that was fun. So we put the blinds in the window, and he can't tiptoe. He's fallen. So he fell from that window several times down to the floor. There's some crazy stuff going on in the living room in here. You too. What are you doing? Hey, don't attack the controllers. Do you know how many controllers you scratched up? He scratches the rubber backing on them. Yeah, you. Everybody thinks you're just a sweet, lovable little Bayou. Little do they know the destruction that you can wreak on the house. Anyways, yes, my husband likes to put trophies on the wall, but first and foremost, we eat everything that we kill. And secondly, he likes a challenge. The harder it is, the more he wants to do it. That's why he's big into the sheep, because they're really hard to get. Not only the tags, but to actually hunt them. You should see when like the UPS guy comes, or like Boy Scouts or something like that. It's pretty funny. There is your tour of all the aminals in our house. Really, I seriously would build a wing. All right, I gotta go put groceries away and start making dinner here shortly. So one of the viewers asked how I make my kale and spinach, the wilted kale and spinach. So first I measure out like a handful of each. This is baby kale and baby spinach. I haven't tried this with regular kale. You might have to cook the regular kale down a little bit longer, but baby kale works really good with this. And then I'm making some zucchini and some yellow squash, and once I'm done with this pan, I'm going to take them off, and then we're going to make the wilted greens. So I've got a pan that I've already used. I've got it on about a medium to a medium low. It doesn't have to be that hot. Toss in a pat of butter. Let that melt. Butter is melted. Toss in your kale. If you want it extra tender, let it cook for about 30 to 60 seconds longer. And then toss in your spinach. And I just usually take a fork and rotate it around until it's wilted. Literally, this will take you about 60 seconds. I don't add any salt or pepper or anything. If there's some salt in the pan from what I was cooking, that's usually enough. But it really doesn't need it. About 60 seconds later, all of that has been wilted down into this. You can let it cook a little longer if you want the ends to be more tender. And I'm going to grate a little nutmeg over the top, just real quick. I just used whole nutmeg. This keeps way longer, and it's much better tasting than the pre-ground stuff. And just a little handheld thing. Just a couple of swipes. And that's it. We're done. It's making you so ornery this evening. It's not time for third meal. I swear, this boy eats so good when I feed Rabbit. And you're blurry. But I can't afford to feed you Rabbit every day. That stuff is expensive. If we win Powerball, you can have it every day. He asks for food when I'm feeding Rabbit every time. And you're going to be disappointed because you got the last of it for dinner, honey. And it's going to be at least another week before you get more. What do you think? Say, everybody watch me every day so Mama can buy me more Rabbit. I know you want more Rabbit. You good boy? You're ornery. You're a good boy. My days, the last few days have been really bad. By afternoon, I'm getting a lot more Braxton Hicks, a lot more uncomfortable. Last night, I was actually timing them because I was a little concerned as to how frequently I was getting Braxton Hicks. So I'm tired. I'm not sleeping. I know all this is probably very normal, but it's not fun to be in the middle of it. So I'm currently in bed trying to read some stuff on childbirth so that I can be prepared. Hopefully. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.